Hi, and welcome to my body positioning class, and this will be class number 1 in a series of separate different classes, okay? And in this class we're going to be going over the skating position, the forward inside edge, forward outside edge, basic chassis, forward crossover positioning, outside 3-turn, inside 3-turn, and also the Inabauer. Okay, and with that being said, let's get straight into a warm-up. So first we're going to just walk in place as we slowly increase the heart rate and start getting some oxygen to the muscles and warming up the joints. So let's just walk in place for a little bit longer. Try to move those arms, keep the chest up. And now we're slowly going to do some high knees. And go at your own pace. This is just about warming up, getting some blood through the body, getting the heart rate up. We can slowly try to lift those knees a little bit higher. Okay, next we're going to switch to butt kickers. So if you haven't done those, you're basically trying to kick your butt. The arms are just by the sides there. Okay, now we're going to switch to squats, making sure the knees tracking straight over the toes, all the way down, as far as you go. You don't need to go lower than I'm going, so it's like, you should almost feel like you're sitting back, like you're going to sit onto the toilet. Okay, just like that. Do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Next we're going to do alternating reverse lunge with a knee lift. So that looks like this. So we step all the way back, and just before your knee touches the ground, you feel the nice stretch here. You're going to come up, lift the knee and change. And look at my arms. So let's do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next we're going to start with some ankle articulation. So we're just going to put the toe on the ground and we're going to externally rotate the ankle. If you do have any pain or any problems, then please be careful. And then we're going to internally rotate. Now switch to the left leg, so externally rotate first. Feels quite nice that actually, I don't know about you. And then internally rotate. Well, that's so awkward to do that way for me. Feels strange. Next we're going to do the same with the hips. So first we're going to externally rotate the right, okay? So we're going to lift up and rotate out, back to position. We're going to do that 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Internally rotate. So now we're going to bring it up around, almost like you're trying to get your leg over a horse or something. Oh, see, I had a hip injury when I was younger, and I can feel it clicking every time I do it. It's like click, click. And to the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the end of the warm-up. Now we will progress to some dynamic stretches. We're going to begin with a glute knee hug. Okay? So you basically bring the knee up and hug. Hug. And we're just stretching the glutes, which is the butt. And you may feel this on the hamstrings a little bit, but it's mainly for the glutes. 2 more. 1, 2. And then we're going to do some quad stretches. So, like the classic quad stretch that you do, but we're not holding because it's dynamic stretching. We're just moving through the stretch. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to do some hand walks. So basically, imagine you're going to touch the floor like this, and you do this, you just walk. So you've got a slight bend in your knees, and you'll feel a nice stretch. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, we're going to do some arm circles. Both arms all the way forward. You can have a slight bend in your knees, and you can bob up and down a little bit if you want, like that. And it's better just to do one by itself, if that's more comfortable. So we can do one by ourselves as well, like this. And then we can do both of them backwards if that's comfortable. If that's not comfortable, then switch to one. If not, just keep doing 2. That's fine, on the other side. And now we'll do some trunk twists. So feet spread out a little bit, arms out, and just twist side to side. And let your head kind of lead the way. And if you're a person that doesn't stretch so much, then when you do this, you will realise that you need to stretch your trunk a little bit more. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do some calf walks. So there's a really good way to stretch the calves. Basically, to step forward, keep the heel on the floor, and then step again. Keep the heel on the floor. We're not doing static stretches, so we'll just do a couple of those, and then turn. Just for a second. Just for a second. Let's do that one more time. So 1 and 2. And let's finish off the dynamic stretching with some nice side stretches. So arms all the way up, stretch up, all the way over to one side. And back up, all the way over to the other side. And back up 2 more times. That's 1. And that's 2. And now shake it all out. And now we're going to progress into the main part of the class, okay? Okay, so the first part of the class that we're going to go over is the basic skating position. So basic skating position. So what is it not? It's not stood up straight, is it? You know, what is it? Can anyone think about it? Think of some, what do you think about a skating position? Bent knees, bent ankles a little bit, shoulders back or shoulders forwards? What is it? Shoulders back, arms out, arms behind? No, arms are slightly forward, aren't they? So slightly forward in this position. So imagine whatever you're going to do, if you're standing still, you bend your knees a little bit, not excessively. So you bend your knees a little bit here, you have your chest up, nose pointing the direction, you're not looking at the floor, into position here. And now if you're going to do basic stroking, so you would bend and then you would push and together, push and together. And I'll show that from the front as well. So basic skating position, bend, nose looking forward, everything looking forward, everything is in line, okay? And we bend, and then we would push, together, bend, push, together. And I'll show that one more time from behind. Okay, so arms slightly forward a little bit, bend, and push, together, push, together. And what you can do as well, when you're doing these exercises, we go through everything today, you can try to visualize that you're on your inline skates, or if you're on the ice, because if you don't have access to either at the moment, you can try to imagine, and that's where off-skates training or off-ice training becomes very, very valuable, because you can visualize what you want to do, okay? Oh, excuse me. So, let's do the skating position a few more times. So, we're going to bend down, and then we're going to push together. And we're just doing some basic stroking for now. Bend, push. And you can even start to look to each direction if you want as well. Okay? Bend, push. And also, what we can be doing, if you're super new to skating, then welcome. But if we're still just trying to move forward and we're marching, we can imagine that we're in this position and we're just trying to march, and even our toes might be pointing out a little bit just to kind of get that position. But we're making sure we've got bent knees and we're not stood up straight. Okay, so we're moving forward and we're thinking about having soft knees, and we're not trying to be too rigid. Okay, so that has been the basic skating position, and now let's move on to forward inside edge. So this will be on a circle. Okay, so what we're going to think about with this, we're going to think about our arm position at first. Okay, so whenever we're doing the edges on the circle, for the learn to skate, we're always teaching with the arms are facing in. Now, of course, you can skate with your arms facing out, and everything has become more advanced. When we teach at the beginning, we teach arms in, like you can hold the circle. Okay, so imagine there's an imaginary circle here, and the arms are facing in, your left side is facing in. Okay, and imagine you were going to push around the circle like this, and then we're going to step onto the right inside edge, and we're going to lift this foot into position here, and this is where it will be just like this. Okay, so I'm going to show you that one more time from behind. So if you imagine that you're skating, so you're in a skating position, you're pushing around the circle, and then we bring the right foot forward and we lift the left foot into position, and we imagine we're going around. And what I think at this point is my head is looking where I want to go. Yeah, so I'm in this position, but I'm not looking over here, I'm looking over here, I'm looking around the circle. So if I was imagining I'm going around the circle, this is my position as I go around. Obviously I'll be on one foot, but for the purpose of this, just to show you my position, I'll be here. So this is what you can practice, you could be doing. You could even just walk around on 2 feet and imagine where you're on the circle, and that will apply for inside and outside edges. Okay? So let's now do the inside edges going the other way. So left arm is forward, right arm is back here. And we imagine we're going to push around the circle. So we push, and then we step onto the left foot. As you step onto it, you don't put it behind you, do you? You're going to put it slightly in front here, and then you're going to bend and lift and look around the circle here. And we're in position here. And imagine you're going around, and you're trying to think of the position and where your energy wants to go. Because if you stand on it in the inside here and back, then you're going to fall backwards. So it may be a little bit strange to imagine this when you're not on your skates, but if you can imagine that you're on your skates and you're trying to hold that inside edge, then that's what it will look like. And we can do the same, we can go around, so left inside, left inside, left inside, just like that. Okay, so have a little go of that just right now, and we'll go the other way again, so we can do that together. So we're going round, inside, we just imagine you there, so step, inside, I lost my balance then, step, inside edge, step, inside edge, just like this, okay? And then one more time the other way, so left is forward, so we're pushed around, and then we're onto the left inside edge, and we'll hold that inside edge, and imagine we're going around, and you can do a step, and you can hold it. And you don't need to do the steps around. You can just, even in a mirror, you can just get into your position, and we just hold here. So this will be the position of a left inside edge here, and then this will be the position of a right inside edge here. Okay? And I'll show you from the side. So that will be left inside edge. Right inside edge going around, and then this would be left inside edge going around. Okay? So now let's move on to the forward outside edge. So it's very, very similar, but this will be starting with the left outside edge. So the arms are just the same here. If your arms are a little bit tight, give them a shake. Just give them a little shake. Shake them up above your head. Just make them feel a bit better, okay? So left arm is back, right arm is forward, and imagine that you're pushing around. And what I want you to think about is that when you're pushing, that your knee, your body is leaning over that left edge. On the ice or the inlines, you want to be on the outside edge, because what you want, as soon as you lift the right foot up, you want to be able to maintain that outside edge. Now if you've been pushing, I'll do it from the front here, if you've been pushing around, when you're here, you see I'll be on the inside edge. As I would lift this foot, I would fall out of the circle, wouldn't I? Okay? So what you want to think about, you're pushing on the outside edge here, and then as you lift this foot, you stay on that outside edge, okay? And watch, if I go on the inside edge, I fall off it, yeah? So let's do that together. So I'm going to stand from behind. So imagine we're pushing around the circle, we're on the outside edge, the left arm is back, the right arm is forward, and what I want you to do is lift that right foot and stay on that outside edge and look around the circle over there, okay? And now come up, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? I mean, I know you can't answer me on this video, but hopefully that kind of makes sense a little bit, okay? Let's go over to the right side, and then we'll come back to the left and the right one more time, okay? So, if we're doing the right side, and we're pushing around the circle, and I think it makes more sense for you guys if we're back here, right? So we're pushing around the circle, we're on the outside edge, we're not on the inside edge, we're on the outside edge, we're pushing around the circle, and then we lift the foot up, bring it in, and lift it and hold that outside edge. You may feel yourself shaking a little bit here, but try to hold it, because this is going to strengthen the muscles in the correct way to hold it on the ice. Okay? Now just one more time, let's do the left side. So we're pushing, left arm is back, right arm is forward, and they're not totally straight, they're just here. And we're pushing, the left is on the outside edge, and then we go and we hold the outside edge and we look around the circle, looking around the circle, and now come up. And let's do the other side. So, on the right outside edge, the arms are just here. We're pushing around the circle, and then we bring the foot in, and we hold the outside edge. Hold it, hold it, hold it, then go. Now hopefully that kind of made sense, and that wasn't super confusing. But if you think about this when you're doing these moves on the ice or on your inline figure skates, hopefully it's inline figure skates, then that should help you a little bit, okay? And you can even watch this video and be on your skates as well. You can practice this in your living room, or you can practice it somewhere else, okay? So let's move on to the next progression. So what is an inside edge and an outside edge of a circle when you combine them? It could be forwards crossovers, and it could also be chasses. So a chasse is a move that kind of helps you to progress to do crossovers, and it's also a really, really cool move as well. Okay, so if you don't know what a chasse is, so if we're going anti-clockwise, so a chasse would be a left outside edge, and then you bring the foot into a right inside edge, and then we lift the foot here. Yeah, so then one more time, so left. So we push on the left outside edge, from the outside edge here, and then we bring this foot up, and as we bring it up, we rise, and then we fall. We go into this position. And one more time. Left outside edge, so we push, the foot comes up, then we bring the foot here, and we step onto the right inside edge. Okay? Hopefully that makes a bit of sense. And what you can think about doing as well, so we're pushing, but then on the outside edge, inside edge, we push, but the foot doesn't come off the ground. Now what we're thinking about doing is pushing onto an outside edge, and then we come into here. So if I did it a little bit faster, this is what it would look like. Yeah, I'll show you from behind. So we go push, bend, push, bend. And what we always want to try to make sure we're doing in figure skating is that we're clean and tidy and we don't have any flailing legs or arms. This will be a flailing leg if we're doing the chasse. You know, it always wants to be nice and clean into position here. Always try to touch the foot. It's either here, or in a spin it's here, it's not here, is it? Yeah? So let's move on to the other side. So I'll do it from behind. So right arm back, left arm forward. And we push. So we push to this position, and then we come in, and we bend this position. Push, bend, push. Making sure you're on the outside edge, and then bend. Make sure you try to think about being on the inside edge. It is a little bit more awkward to try to think about being on the inside edge, because you feel like if you do, you're going to fall over. Okay? So let's do these slow. So push, bend, push, and try to look where you're going and look in the mirror, which I should not be doing. Bend, push, bend. Okay? Now let's do the other side again, and then we'll do this side again, and then we'll move on. Okay? So I'll do it this way. I think it's better for you guys. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other side. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So I hope that made sense with the chasses. And now let's move on to forward crossovers. So this is going to be a biggie. This is going to take quite a few There's going to be a few parts to this, okay? So I'll just talk through it kind of quickly-ish to explain the different parts, okay? And I'll do it from this side. So first, we're going to be thinking about this position, okay? I'll show you from the side. As you push forward onto the left, you push with the right, and we're in this position here, okay? So as you push, we're in this position. So that's the first thing we need to think about, the first push. And how many pushes are there in a crossover? How many? 2. Okay? So the first push would be a push on the right, and then the second push happens as this right foot comes through here, and then the left foot, this one, pushes here. This actually has a push. And as you push here, this will end up pointing in here, and that will be the second position. Now on the floor, you can put your toe down, but if you're on the ice, you would push and it would end up here. But it's, well, maybe just for me, but it's super awkward for me to hold that position. If you're a smaller girl, maybe when you like weigh not much, then it might be easy. But anyway, so what we're going to do, we're going to go push and cross. And what we're trying to do when we cross, we're trying to bend this knee, get down to that position here. And we're going to just letting the toe touch for now. Okay? So let's do that really, really slowly. Okay? So if we're standing in our skating position, and we move the right arm forward, then we do the first push. 1, 2. And we're going to do counts of 1, 2 for this. So 1, 2, and then think. I'm going to show you from the side what that looks like. The right foot, so push. So when you're learning crossovers, you may end up stepping over. But for the purpose of this class, I'm going to show you like a really high level kind of, or maybe more of an intermediate advanced level. Okay, so it's something that you can kind of imagine what you're trying to make it look like one day. Okay, so we push, and then this foot kind of slides through here and across. It almost like where this foot was going to track. If this left foot was tracking, you can't see that. Okay, so if this left foot was tracking here, I don't put the foot on this side. I put the foot, it kind of cuts in front of it. Imagine a car coming, going right in front, okay? So imagine the foot comes here, and it slides in front, and then goes to that position. Okay, so let's do that a couple more times. So, push, bend, and come back again. Arms, push, bend. Okay, let's just do that facing. Okay, and push, bend. Okay, has everyone got that? And what you can be doing, you can just be practicing push, and trying to lift that foot and point the toe. Okay, let's switch over to the side that everybody loves. Let's go the other way, right? Yeah, I know. Okay, so let's do it from behind. So left arm forward, right arm is behind here. And what we're going to do, we're going to bend, and then we're going to push, pointing that toe into position here, and then we're going to cross over into position here. Okay, do that again. And arms into position, and push, and cross. One more time. And push, and cross into position. And let's just hold this second position for a second. Okay, so let's get into this position, we're going to stand, arms into the position here. And let's bend a little bit. Let's just bend that left leg, bend up and down a little bit and experience what that feels like to be on that edge. Okay, so let's do that a couple more times. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 1, 2. Oh, I lost my balance. 3, 4. This is, because I've got a mirror there, I'm watching myself in the mirror, and that is putting my head in the wrong position. Because if I'm going around the corner, I should be looking where I'm going, and I'm looking here. So it's kind of putting me off a little bit. Okay? So, what else do we think about crossovers? Yeah, so we want to be, even on the floor, like in reality, this is what I should be doing here. I should be looking around the corner here, and I'm looking at the camera, or the mirror. So we should be looking around the corner where we want to go, and then we cross. That's where we'll be, and then we go here. Cross, cross, push, cross. I mean, it's a little bit awkward to do it on a small circle. You'll never be able to do crossovers on a circle like that. Okay, so that has been crossovers. Okay, and now we're going to move on to an outside 3-turn. So imagine we're doing outside 3-turn from standstill. Okay. So first of all, let's just talk about a couple of things. Same arm, same leg for an outside 3-turn. Yeah. So if I'm from behind here, with my left outside 3-turn, my left arm is tracking with my left foot. And then as we push the right, as we step forward, the right arm and the right leg are going to come together to here, and then we're going to turn into position here, and we end up looking this way. So imagine that we're always looking, not at everything, but for this 3-turn, we're looking the same way the whole time. So if I'm looking towards you doing my 3-turn here, and I push, my head didn't move. My head stayed in the same place, and my right arm, my right leg came through. I rose up. So imagine you're on your wheels. To be able to do the 3-turn easier, you need to rise up to take some pressure off the wheels. So as you bend, and then as you rise up and you turn, and yeah, don't worry if you lose your balance, because that's going to happen when we're doing it on the floor. It's not so easy. But just think about your positioning here. So this is where you finish. Okay, so just hold this position and imagine you're on the back inside edge. It's hard to be on the inside edge on the floor because you'll just fall over, so you're just standing, you're imagining that you're going in this direction. Okay, let's do that one more time from behind. So we go step through into position. One more time, I'll do it coming towards the camera. Step here. Okay, let's do one more time together. So left outside edge, come together. And you can almost think that to help you, because some people get stuck and they leave the arm behind. So imagine that you're just putting your hands on a table and then you're not. Or you're touching your hands almost. So they come together to here. Well, they don't need to go all the way together, they can just kind of come to about here. So you can just come. You see how my right arm kind of just replaces my left. So my left is here, my right kind of replaces it into position here. Okay? Hopefully that kind of makes sense. So let's move on to the right side. So right arm will be forward, left leg, left arm is back. And what we're going to do, so we're going to push, we're going to bring this through into position. And I always lose my balance going that way. Well, let's think of it this way. Let's think the left is replacing the right. So the right is directing us here, and now the left is going to switch places just like that. And I managed to hold this. So we'll do one more time. So we go over into position. And let's just hold that back position and get comfortable feeling. So the foot is not over here. The foot is touching. The foot is touching the back here. Yeah, in that position. We're always trying to touch. So we're either here, depending on what we're doing, but you're always thinking that this part of the skate and the ball to the bottom, what's that called? What's that part of the skate anyway, that part of the boot is going to be touching here. And you'd probably never really open like this, you can be, but most of the time it's closed here. So we're in this position, okay? So let's do the right outside one more time, and we're going to go through and replace. Once you don't go back here, we're in this position here. Okay, let's do that one more time. And so we're going to go right, through, up. And watch my foot, watch what my foot does from the side. Maybe better from this side. Watch what my foot is doing. It comes through. I'm really lifting it. Obviously I don't lift it that much on the inlines, but it's just getting used to rising and then falling over the turn. Which got all turns, I'm pretty sure that you have to rise and fall over the turn. So imagine you're going up a hill and down the hill every time you do a turn, okay? So let's move on to inside 3 turns. So the difference between inside and outside 3 turns, arm positioning will be opposite arm to leg. So you can always remember that one of them is same leg, same arm, and one of them is opposite. Okay, so if we're doing a right inside 3 turn, we would start with the left arm forward.
But what's weird, it ends up being the same arm forward on both. When you kind of think of each side, if you understand what I mean.
Left outside, and then right inside is that same left leg.
I don't know if that made sense or not.
But anyway, so if we're standing on the right foot, we're in the position here, like imagine we're in a T. So as we push forward here, as we push forward, this right arm is going to start to come through here. So it's going to come through here, and then we twist into position. And you will find this hard to balance after the turn on the floor, but don't worry about it. This is just about visualizing and kind of building the motor patterns in your body and in your mind to understand the movement. Okay? So opposite. So we're gonna bring the right through, and then we're gonna bring this foot into position here. You know where it goes, right? It's gonna go into position like this. Okay? So we push here into position. And then what's the head doing? The head is staying the same all the time, right? So I'm going to face you guys, and I can show you that again. So left arm is forward, so we're going to push into position. And the position after, it will feel very similar. So when we did the outside 3 turn, we're in this position here. And it's going to feel very, very similar. We're just going the other way, okay? And the arms are coming through. The arms go like this, they come through here. And then we're into position here. So we can do that slowly. I'll do that from behind, okay? So right is forward, left is forward here. So as it pushes, it comes through. We're bending, and then we're going to rise up over the turn into position here. Yeah? So do that one more time. So left arm is forward, right arm is at the side. And now we push, and we bend, we rise up over the turn into position like that. Okay? Let's move on to the left side. So, do it from behind. So, right arm is forward, left leg is forward, left is at the side here. So now we're going to push forward, we're going to bend, we're going to rise up over the turn, and the arms are going to turn like this. So they turn into position here. I've practiced that a few times, so don't worry about pausing the video and practicing some of this stuff, okay? So, we're going to push, bend, twist. Keep looking where you're going. Make sure you look where you're going. If I'm facing you guys now, so I'm going to have the right arm forward, left leg is forward. So push, bend, rise, and keep looking where I want to go. Okay, let's do that a couple more times together. So, right arm forward, left leg forward, left to the side. We push, we bend, we rise, we twist, and we look where we're going. One more time. Okay. Right arm forward, left leg forward. We push, we bend, we rise, we come in, and we keep looking where we're going. Okay, so that was the inside 3 turns. So now we're going to move on to Ina Bauer. This will be an interesting one, won't it? So let's think about what is a spread eagle. The spread eagle is this position where the weight is in the centre. That's why we can maintain a neutral position, a position where we are basically split in the centre and even here. And Ina Bauer, as I've said in my video, if you've watched my Ina Bauer video, I think it was kind of made by mistake by Ina Bauer. So if you take your weight to the right, for example, if we're going this way, then what happens is this foot naturally will end up turning and will start following you around here. You will not be able to maintain unless you really work hard and go in a straight line. So what happens is if you're skating forwards and then you bring the arms in and then you take the arms into this position and you go to this and you go into this position here, then this leg will go around and you'll end up going around like this in this position. And this is on the inside edge. There is an outside Ina Bauer, and I haven't done one of those since I skated on the ice years ago. They are tricky. I haven't even tried on inline. So if someone's got one of those, tag me, I'd love to see it. So let's think about this, let's work this through. So let's do it this way. So we're going to go into a bent leg spread eagle, and then we're going to move our weight to the front, and then we're going to straighten this back leg, and we're going to look in this position here. And then let's now move over to the other side, and imagine we're doing the Ina Bauer the other way. So that this foot is forward and this one is going to come behind. And you'll notice the foot, it doesn't stay flat, it turns out a little bit like this. Let me show this from the side. Okay? So, whichever way we're skating, this way or this way, if we go forward, we hit our spread eagle position, and we could be going around in a circle, and then we lean our weight all the way to the right, and we're looking where we're going, and this left leg is going to point here, and we're going to end up going in a spread eagle around this way. Or, if we're going the other way, so I'll face this way, so if we're going this way in this position, we lean forward up to an inside edge, and this is on the inside edge, a straight leg, and we go around in the circle, and we come around like this. You can even do that and walk that around. It might feel a bit silly, but don't worry about feeling silly. As long as we're learning, it's all good, and we're in that position there. Okay, so let's imagine, and then turn around, I'm going to imagine I'm going to skate forward as if I was going to do an Inabauer. Okay, so we're skating forwards, right, left, I bring the arms in, I go forward onto the right foot here, and that bends, and then that one goes straight to position here. And this one, in that position there, is going to come all the way around. Okay, I'll do that one more time for the right leg leading. So we skate right, left, arms come in. Now we push forward into position. And that may look like it's too much here, but if you've got your skates on, it will naturally go where it needs to go. And then you're in position. And then you can bend down more if you want. Okay, so let's do the left side. So we're into position here. So we go left, right, arms come in, left comes down, into position here. And then you hold that all the way around. Let's do that one more time to the left side. So, nice arms, left, right, arms come in, into position, and you hold that around. And let's do both sides facing forward, because maybe there's something that you're not seeing. Okay, so let's do the left side again. So, left, right, arms come in, hit the position, all the way around, just like that. Now let's do the right side. Okay, and right, left, arms in, into position, and there's your Inabauer. Okay, and that's an Inabauer on the floor, off skates, and that has been the first 8 elements of my body positioning classes. And now let's move on to a little bit of a cool down and stretch. Okay? So let's go over a couple of stretches that might be beneficial for you after the body positioning class. Let's start with a hamstring stretch. So we're going to stand shoulders width apart. We're going to put one foot forward. We're going to make sure the knees track straight over the foot, keeping this leg nice and straight with ankles, knees and hip in line. We're going to slowly bend forward, leading with the chest, until you feel a nice stretch. This is my right, so this is where we're going to feel the stretch on the hamstring. And you can place your hand on your knee if you need to, but you don't have to. You can just have it here, whatever's more comfortable. But we're not leaning on this. It's very important. We don't lean on this. We're just here, and we're going to hold this stretch. And keep breathing. Now we can slowly go a little bit further. And just hold that stretch just there. And if you do feel pain, then please do stop. And now we're going to come all the way back up. We're going to change legs. So now left leg will be leading. Everything is in line, leading with the chest, leading all the way over. Feel a nice stretch down your hamstrings. Lean a little bit further if you can. All the way up. Okay, next we're going to do a laid down glute stretch. So it's going to be a stretch for your butt. So come down. If you do have a handy mat, then that's great. If not, then you just lay on your carpet, on your floor. Hopefully it's not too cold. So lay it all the way back, right foot in the air, cross it over your left. And now what you're going to do, you're going to lift that leg, left leg all the way up until you feel a nice stretch down your glutes here. And what you can do as well, you can take your hands, interlock them, and then pull on the leg till you feel a nice stretch, and then just keep breathing. And now change legs in the air. And you will find that one side is a lot more flexible than the other. At this side, I don't need to grab my leg. And it's been like that for like as long as I can remember. So pressing with this leg all the way up. So you feel a nice stretch. Keep breathing. Okay, now roll over onto your stomach and we're going to do a stretch for your quads. We're going to start with the right leg. So bring the right leg all the way up. We're going to reach round and grab with the foot and then lay back down. And I want you to think about pressing your hip that you're stretching into the ground to make the stretch a little bit deeper. And just keep breathing. And don't excessively pull the foot up. You know, just have it there so you feel the stretch. We're not trying to injure ourselves here, guys. Now change legs. Legs back down. And now we're going to kind of walk. Let's just stretch there for 1 second. And now we're going to walk our hands all the way up until we can get both of our feet, our heels on the ground there. And then we're going to do a kind of calf stretch from here. So stay in that position and then bend the left leg and really think about stretching that right calf. And then switch over. And if this is a little bit awkward, then I'll show you another calf stretch. So everyone move to the right in the moment. And this is another calf stretch if that one's a bit awkward. So you can lean forward here. This will be doing the left. And then this one will be doing the right. Everyone switch to the left if you're on the floor still. Making sure the heel stays on the ground. As soon as the heel comes up, it's not stretching anymore. So stay down here like this. And let's just do one last stretch all the way up to the ceiling. So everyone stand up for a second. All the way up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now stretch all the way over to the right side. All the way up. Change hands. And all the way up. I do love that stretch. It does feel good. Let's do one more just for luck. Right, grabbing the left wrist. All the way over. One time up, change hands, down to the other side. And then shake it out. And that's the end of the class. I hope you've enjoyed today's class and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.